Hello, I'm Faye Baxter, a medical intuitive and medium. Welcome to Medical Intuitive Solutions. How can a medical intuitive help me to work through my grief? Grief takes many forms, and we all process it differently. We experience grief when something or someone is taken away from us, and how we process this varies and depends much on the individual. Grief over something taken from us, perhaps in the case of a home invasion or burglary, can be a devastating experience. The grief in this situation is quite complex as it involves the loss of precious items and the invasion of your home. The home is generally viewed as your safe place, where you go to unwind, relax and enjoy yourself. However, if you have had the experience of a home invasion or a burglary, the loss is much more significant than just the physical objects. You will feel violated. You may become hypervigilant about door locking, may not wish to be in the home, may not sleep well. In this situation, a professional medical intuitive can help you identify the emotions, any patterns which may exist and will, through the processes of a consultation, reduce the fear and anguish and provide techniques to assist you in feeling safe again. When there is the death of a loved one, it is often very difficult to recover. Once again, this grief can be very complex. In the case of a loving relationship or friendship, you are without that particular person in your life and may feel that life will never be the same again. In truth, it won't. However, you will smile again. Even though you will often miss the person, the love, the rapport and friendship, in most cases a professional medical intuitive will assist you in gaining strength and enjoyment of life again. One of the great difficulties for people going through grief can be where they have been estranged, have had a troubled relationship, or, despite their love for the person, have been so caught up in their own busy life that they experience guilt. Realistically, not all relationships are easy, and sometimes the only thing you can do is to walk away and limit contact. Where there is guilt about not making time for the person, you cannot change the past. Perhaps it is time to look at your life and how you prioritise the people in your life. We should never take those we love for granted, as you will now understand. There is always love in parent-child relationships, even when they believe that they hate each other. In order to hate, there must be love, and hate is the mechanism to deal with the lack of control over how you feel loved. It is essential to understand the dynamics of such a relationship and the associated grief. Despite what you might be telling yourself and others, if you have experienced the death of a parent, you will be grieving and need to acknowledge it. You may well be grieving for what you never had or never did, but you will be grieving. Regardless of the reason for your grief, a professional medical intuitive can walk you through the grieving process, helping you identify your genuine emotions and honour your grief. Another area of grief is the loss of an unborn child, whether it be miscarriage or stillbirth. Without assistance, most people will not be able to process this grief adequately. Often couples have spent many years preparing to be parents. Sadly, many more have needed to undertake several rounds of in vitro fertilisation to achieve their desired family in recent years. Without assistance, the trauma associated with multiple miscarriages or stillbirth will often destroy a family unit. The memories we have often provide a focal point, a happy memory to cling to, but in the case of miscarriage or stillbirth, there are very few memories apart from the joy of the pregnancy. In the case of stillbirth, Thankfully, the practice over the last 20 or 30 years has allowed the family to spend time with their deceased baby. They can take their baby home, hold them, take photos together, and create memories. The family can share the baby's memories, helping to deal with the grief and loss. After the baby's funeral, the parents are left to deal with the grief alone. Friends and family may not know what to say or how to comfort the parents, and the grieving process can be very lonely. Once again, a professional medical intuitive can guide you through a process to better understand your emotions and reduce that associated trauma. In summary, we all deal with grief differently, and the time taken will vary greatly. Most grief involves a degree of trauma, and a professional medical intuitive can help you understand the grief and associated trauma, and through the processes of consultation can assist you in healing. Thank you for being open to learning about how a medical intuitive can help you gain control of your physical, emotional, and spiritual self. To access more of my insights and teachings, visit fayebaxter.com. Blessings.